Hey there, Gyro Nation. It's time again for Rage Across the Internet, your Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. Here we are, sitting season 2. I'm your host, Porter. To my left, we've got producer Joey.
Hey, guys.
To my right, Daniel P-Funk Tyson.
Hey, guys. What's up?
And across the table, we got Tom Johnson Dixon. What's up, buddy?
Tom Johnson Dixon. I gotta get on board with that one.
Hey. At least
I'll
it's
make sure to
not-
change it up.
At least it's not the Big P episodes.
That's true. Jesus, we would spend 20 minutes on that if this were that episode. Could you imagine?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Holy shit.
I hope that lasts longer than 20 minutes.
Oh,
Well then,
Hey.
yikes.
here we go. All right.
And it's season 2.
And we're off.
How we all doing?
Much better now.
Oh, this
touching that one.
ridiculousness.
That's what she said?
Zing.
No glove, no love, right? So I tried to segue that too. I just got distracted by the cackling to my left. All right, shit. So
Okay, I'm live. I'm
those
good.
are
Let's
laugh sounds, folks.
You sure about that?
That's me trying
That's
to hold
why
my
I.
breath.
That's why I clarified.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is some trouble in Submarine Studios.
Trouble, yes. Okay, sorry. Redo. Let's go.
Hey, just redo nothing. We're good to go here, buddy.
Fine.
This is as close to live as. Well, I mean, we actually do a live show, so never mind.
Continue on.
We should do one of those pretty soon. We're getting
We'll see.
close to do.
Okay.
But this is not a live show.
No.
This is a normal show. You just heard Jacastry and all. We're all doing good.
We're doing better now.
Excellent.
Yeah, got
Excellent.
that out of the system.
Right.
Danny's still alive.
Out of quarantine.
Which, yeah.
in
Still
studio.
Still out of quarantine.
Still out of quarantine.
Don't worry, we'll put him back.
Which is just 6
Yeah.
miracles.
You know? Give him 5 minutes. He'll figure out how to.
Get back in there.
Yeah.
Man, I like it here in studio.
You're right. It's great to be in studio.
It's
It
such
It's always a
really
fun
is.
day.
Yeah.
It really
Recording
is.
day is the best day.
Like, you could be in the shittiest mood and then, like, give us 20 minutes. We'll fix it.
That's true. Hopefully it's true for you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
we hope
oh,
so.
yeah.
You know, I know I didn't want to be here today. I came in for a recording day and I'm like, I did not want to be here.
You haven't stopped laughing either.
No, seriously, it's been a great day. But when I got here, it was that.
Well-
I just want to go back to bed.
Well, you like woke up to come here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like way too bright out. And
Go away, son. See? You are a
Exactly.
vampire.
shush.
See, like me, I had that like big, I guess brunch. I don't know what you want to call it at that point.
Oh, so it was nappy time.
A little bit, yeah. Like I ordered pizza yesterday. Mm-hmm. To
And
counter
it got delivered today.
No, to counter the new channel. But I want to try a new place. You know, like, because I knew my normal places, they're not going to get done. I want, like, some greasy fucking monster pizza to help my hangover. And I'm like, my usual spots ain't going to do it. So I'm looking for a new place, and I found this, like, great new place. Or it looked like it, like these guys didn't fuck around with pizza. You know what I mean? Like, you had some, like, old country motherfuckers back there in that kitchen who weren't going to screw
Doing it
around.
right.
You know?
You are making me hungry.
And so, no shit. And so, like, I order, like 2 smalls. You know, let's try this. There's none of this build your own shit. This is what we're giving you because we are geniuses at this and shut up.
I respect those pizza places.
Right?
So do I.
You know, it's like, oh, you just want a pizza, you cheese and bacon, fuck you. You know? No, you get this. And, you know, so they show up and it's like, it's like 8 pieces, like grand total, you know? And you got this like monsters ricotta cheese and the sausage and the meatballs and it's just beautiful fucking pizzas.
So hungry
But
right
they're
now.
but they're like fucking chunks of lasagna. They're so thick
Oh,
and they're so hearty.
you had some deep dish pizzas.
Oh, it was deeper than deep. Chicago's like, what the fuck is this?
Wow.
And so I ate 2 pieces and wanted to die.
You literally had a pie.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there, like again, it was 8 pieces total, and it took me 24 hours of this is all I ate to get through them.
Wow, that's dedication right there.
That is
Yeah.
dedication.
So I
to
finished
finish
up-
those in 24 hours.
Right? So I finished off the pizza
And then came here.
as I came here.
Oh, yeah, nap time for sure.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to go back to bed.
I want
Like-
some of that pizza.
Like, I ate so much I want to kill myself. I'm miserable. Just let this end. And then, 20 minutes later, we're in the studio, and the world is a beautiful fucking place. That is the beauty of Rage Across the Internet. We have
But-
magical powers.
But is the world a beautiful place?
Who gives a shit? It's recording day. Our world, you know what? Our world might be. That's such a good segue.
I know, you'd lost it. I'm like, man, she just softballed that to you.
No, it was, and it's so perfect. I want to use it, but we got the business to do.
Oh.
Because it has been revealed to us that if we do the business at the end of the program, people just don't listen. So,
So, for our loyal listeners who listen when the business is at the end, pick up your pitchforks and your torches
because it was a perfect segue. And I saw it coming.
and get mad.
Right? I saw it, it had a bow on it. The first time. Nah, I have to let this go. Because we have to talk about
Break one.
and let it
Okay,
happen.
the business.
Yeah, because we have to talk about, we did last week, but the fact
Yep.
that the store is closed and we're working on that. We have to talk about the fact that, hey, we love that you're listening, but we need your help to spread the word.
Yes.
We have to talk about the fact that, hey, we would love it if you would give us some reviews. And even if you don't want to do all the writing, you get on the iTunes or whatever, the Apple Podcast, give us 5 stars because it's a big deal.
And tell it, just right in there that you're following directions.
Whatever, yeah, I'm doing what I'm told. Where's my
Yeah.
money? Whatever. Because,
Speaking of where's my money,
oh, shit.
Wow!
Wow.
Oh, no.
Go back to the first one so she can see that.
Gonna be producer Danny next week.
No, but we got to talk about that. We have to mention, that if we love that you're supporting us, those of you who are, and if those of you who are new to us, we want to welcome you. We need to talk about, if you are in a position that you can help us out, that you're
Yeah.
able to. We're
Yeah.
not.
No.
Yeah, we're not.
Look, we make
Fortunate.
jokes. Yeah, we make jokes. Okay.
We've all been in the position where it's what bill am I not going to pay?
Exactly. And so when we talk about this kind of stuff, for me it was, I don't know if you guys remember, it was really awkward for me talking about this shit in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then I decided we're just going to chill and make a joke out of it.
Yep.
And that's how I'm okay doing it.
As long as
Right.
it's a joke.
Yeah. So those of you who maybe are new or didn't realize, we fuck around when we're like, hey, give me your money, fuck you. It's awkward. So we make it jokes. But if you're in a position where you can help us out, it'd mean the world to us. It helps keep the lights on, helps keep the studio running,
It's a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And it means the world to us. It really does.
And hey, you get stuff back for it.
And that's why we push the Patreon over the PayPal, because we do have the PayPal also. But the Patreon comes with bonuses and shit.
Yeah.
The stuff we do extra to give to you to show our appreciation for you showing your appreciation. What a massive circle jerk that is. But hey, everyone's happy.
But if somebody wants to pick their own donation amount or wants to make a one-time donation,
Yeah, that's PayPal's great for that.
is great for that.
Yep.
And it's still appreciated.
Yeah.
Absolutely, very much.
Anything you can do. And again, if what you can do isn't financial, you can help us by rating. You can help us by reviewing. You can help us by sharing us with your friends. And don't let them fucking cop out.
Yeah.
Just be nah, just listen to this one. Shut up. You can tell those same people maybe not to listen to the first couple because those kind of suck and we all know it.
Yes.
But
Skip the first 5 guys.
But that's
Getting our
okay.
feet
yeah.
wet.
We came a long way. You can look at it that way. Once you've fallen in love with the podcast, you can go back and listen to those first 5.
And laugh your ass off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Go,
how
wow,
bad
these
they were.
guys. This was rough.
Yeah.
But
I
we,
do.
we do have to talk about that stuff because it's important for the livelihood of the show. Mm-hmm. It's not because we have a blast talking about this part, but
No, this
Keeps
is not
the-
the fun part.
Yeah.
It keeps the lights on and the ice cream frozen.
exactly. So we have to talk about it, and I guess we have to talk about it at the beginning now.
No.
So,
And I suppose at some point we're going to have to shove that shit right in the middle like a fucking Oreo. Because people can get wise to this, too. You don't listen to the first 20 minutes of any show. It's not going to be relevant for 20 minutes. Jesus, that's accurate.
that's about right.
man.
But it will be funny from the start.
It always is. At least I think so.
Hey, we amuse ourselves, and maybe we can amuse you too.
It's what the goal is, to amuse, to to entertain, to maybe educate on some werewolf stuff, to help you elevate your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Ring
know?
that bell.
Ring the bell. Good
Elevate
enough
the
is
game.
not good enough.
Look at our website. Right?
Yeah, go to our website, rageacrosstheinternet.com.
Yeah, the website, that's really going to help elevate the game.
Yeah, we've got some really cool shit in the forums. You know, you go, you know what, I feel bad. Suddenly I feel bad.
Suddenly?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
For the people who have been here since Jump Street, who have heard me say this shit
Every episode.
every episode, sometimes more than once. Sorry.
No, you're
It's
not.
not, I know I
They
am.
just tune you out at this point.
Probably. You guys should get a
That's what we do.
host. But, you know, yeah, RageAcrossTheInternet.com. You know, we've got the forums there, which has some cool. It's got some neat shit in it. You might not know that there is some neat shit in there. You know, we've got our Discord,
Reviews.
Yeah,
What
we-
else you got
we-
there?
we
Game
review.
finders.
which again you'll see a change in the format of that pretty soon.
Okay.
We're
I'm
trying
interested.
to. We're gonna try a new thing, and see if that works better.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also the link to the Discord, which that's even more fun.
Yep, good fucking folks there. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a lot of fun. There's, you know, between gift wars and pop culture discussions, you know, talking comic books or video games or shockingly werewolf.
What?
Or roasting at me.
Well,
Or not just you.
Well, I know, but I get roasted a lot.
It depends how often you're there.
But the point is we always have fun. And, you know, it's a big part of it, too.
Big
So,
time.
there we go. That's the spiel. Thank you for listening. Haha. Don't make us start peppering this into the... We'll get subliminal with this shit. It'll be the background music from now on.
Oh, God. That's going to be an
We'll just
editing
put this
nightmare.
on a loop. Just quietly in the background, like 10% volume. You have to hear it.
That's going to be an editing nightmare.
So, yeah, what a wonderful world we live in. So,
We live in.
Yes.
Well, and like, I mean, I guess it depends on what part of the world we live in, but our world, as it turns out, not so bad comparatively.
Yeah, comparatively, yeah.
You know, because whatever human occupied landfill we're occupying is nothing compared to the world of darkness.
Which is the topic du jour. Which is Swahili. For in an airplane.
The topic in an airplane.
The topic du jour.
Topic
Topic
It's-
airplane.
Swahili.
Yeah, well, you know.
for
only-
in an airplane.
Only if you speak Swahili.
I don't, but I'm so confused, but okay.
So the topic in today's plane is the world of darkness.
Quit breaking Danny.
Danny's gonna lose it.
I
I
love
already
our
lost it, man.
I love our running gags. I am not fucking sorry.
Me neither.
Okay,
Genius.
we're gonna make Tom choke. Danny's already lost his mind.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. I've got tears already. Oh,
This is what
shit.
happens when we record late into the night.
This is the good shit, man. This is where we put together fun fucking shows. So the world of darkness,
Yes.
to surprise absolutely fucking no one, is the world of which the White Wolf games take place. Mm-hmm. Obviously not just werewolf.
It's the whole group.
Yep. Although the world arts, you know, mage, vampire, Dracula's, demons,
Hunter.
yep,
Yes.
mage, changeling, mummy.
They all occupy the world of
Yep.
darkness.
It's all
Now,
the same
Thank God we
quote
don't.
unquote universe.
yes.
Did we leave out werewolf? Because that's hilarious.
Werewolf, mage, changeling.
I think you
like-
said not just werewolf. I think you said it first.
Fine.
But it's
I know I hit up Dracula's and vampires though.
right. You know, I was letting that one go. I was
Why?
letting that
It
one
was
go.
perfect.
That one's gonna come back with a vengeance because I think it's
I-
really funny.
But yeah, it's
She knows where you sleep.
That
Gross.
is true.
You know what the bitch is? She's got my spare key.
Ouch.
If I get locked out, dude, there's nowhere else I can go. So,
As haven't got very far.
Another 5-star show tonight.
Rate us 5 stars, guys.
This is the quality you come to expect with season 2. No, but yeah, it's the entire world of darkness, and it's something. And I'll say right off the bat, this is something that I love, and something that drew me to this game or this setting. It's the fact that I love werewolves, and it was already going to bring me.
Right.
You already got my attention to game about werewolves, but then the world of darkness was such a big deal to me because I didn't role play before I found Werewolf. And I know, Tom, Dan, you guys did. Well, Tom, you had a little D&D experience.
Like, you can't call it role playing what I did.
But
You jumped off a boat.
you had some D&D experience.
Yes.
And, so I didn't have any of that. You're aware of D&D because you live in the world and we gather knowledge. But,
Yeah.
D&D doesn't have a concrete world. there are books you could read, and the books build this world. These novels build this world.
Right.
But
right.
when you sit down and play, you don't know what you're getting into. It's what the dungeon master, as they call the storyteller, it's what they want. And so there's a level of, and I hate to use the word, but silliness wrapped in that fantasy that you can't.
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
Well-
let's say you're playing, a 25-year-old adventurer archer,
Sure.
right? You're a ranger.
Yes.
There you go.
You're a ranger, which is an archer, a person of the forest. And you're walking down the street into the local town and you stumble upon a Gorlax.
What the fuck is a Gorlax?
Exactly.
Right. And then here's my question. What's the name of the town I'm going to? What's the name of the town I came from? Oh, you don't know? Doesn't matter? Cool. Are Gorlax common here? Are they poisonous? Is this a butterfly or is this an elephant? What? You can describe it, but which level of commonality is that? Where the world of darkness is just a shittier, dirtier, sucky version of our world.
Yeah.
So like
shittier, dirtier, suckier version. Yeah, it's
so like Danny.
so it's something to relate to.
Right. There's a fucking there's grounding there. Danny, you don't know what the fuck a Gorlax is either, do you?
Absolutely not.
Do you know what a fucking Ford Focus is?
Absolutely.
So
Bingo.
if you're walking down the street and you see a Ford Focus coming at you, that makes sense.
Right.
There is context for the world.
Hopefully you know to get out of the way.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Right?
and my thing is it one of the cars that the local SEP drive? It could be your ride coming to pick you up.
Could be,
But you would know that.
You should know that.
And if you don't, you know what a fucking car is.
Right.
You
And
know
maybe
what a
get out
street
of the
is.
road.
Yeah. You know what the sidewalk looks like.
You know?
Fucking figure it out, asshole.
I mean-
You've gotten this far. Get out of the street.
If the Ford Focus, hashtag not sponsored, jumps
been a while.
the sidewalk and is like barreling straight at you, maybe they want to hurt you.
Yeah, you know
It-
it's a bad thing coming
Or
at
they're
you.
texting and driving.
True. Point.
But see, there you go. You already have a connection to the world that you're in because you understand the world that you're in.
Right?
It's the same way that when we talked about Pentex, right? We were talking about those subsidiaries. And I talked about how, Otali's, I don't keep it as Otali's. It becomes another one of the chains because you're familiar with those chains.
Right.
And it's frightening to know that the Wendy's you've been eating at is owned by, fucking Worms Jackson, who, you know what I mean? That's scary. You've been
Who
eating
wants
this
to-
shit.
Yeah. And
Chase Lamont has been peeing in your shakes for years.
Take a Bane burger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No thanks.
you know.
I don't know.
With
But
a
like-
taint shake.
But
You
you,
think? Oh.
now that is a joke straight from the Big P. Mazel tov.
Which is what?
Oh, that's just binary. I learned that. Yeah, it's just a programming thing. It's no big deal.
Yes.
Before we get too far off.
Oh.
Too late.
Running gags, man. Running gags that maybe should have stopped 10 episodes ago. Ain't gonna.
Ten?
No
gonna.
chance.
No.
10 episodes?
No, but there's something scary about that.
Yeah.
To know the thing that you've taken for granted, that innocent thing, that basic part of life, 2 times a week I go to Wendy's and get a junior bacon cheeseburger for my lunch hour.
Now you
You
got
know.
some worm going on.
Yeah, and then you find out that the 5 years you've been doing that, you've been eating worm-tainted who knows what the fuck. Where if I call it Otali's,
We
there's
know.
no basis
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the world, so you go, well, I don't want to go to the fictional one.
Right.
Why would I ever go to the one...
That's
I don't want to go to
yeah.
McEvil's.
McEvil's.
Perfect.
That is a perfect restaurant name.
Oh, yeah.
But like
Writing
it's gotta
that down.
have but it's gotta have like an accent mark.
Right, to make it look like...
Yeah.
So McGables?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now I just want to do like a McDowell's thing from Coming to America.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Now-
the Big Mac, we have the Big Mick. Both have 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, but the Big Mac has a sesame seed bun. Our buns have no seeds. That shit is a quote. I haven't seen that movie in 20 years. I'll stand by that
Actually, I
quote,
just
though.
watched it the other day. It's almost exact.
But there you go. You know what I mean? I think that's an important part of the World of Darkness, is that being close to home, is that to be able to feel that connection with your world, it's grounded, you can relate to it already, which already helps you relate to a character, as opposed to Jingwan Sen the Barbarian from the mountain town of I don't know what it's called, while you head your way to Castle Who Gives a Fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, because none of that has any context to it.
Right.
Whereas our world, yeah, you have that context. So that's one less thing you have to worry about.
Unless
Worry-
you're years upon years into their lore. I mean, then that's
Yeah,
a different story.
yeah, don't get me wrong. There are DMs out there, I am sure, who have a beautifully fleshed out world and do a good job. We're not here to talk about that game at all. But
There are plenty of podcasts for that.
yeah, we don't deal with the outliers, you know. We don't deal with the 1 time out of 10. We deal with the 9 times out of 10.
Right.
So,
We're dealing with trying to save the world of darkness from the apocalypse.
right? Or Gehenna, or Magic's Gone Day, or I don't know Mage, man. I don't like Mage. I don't know it. They're a bad thing, okay? Everyone has a bad thing. It's theirs.
But there's still the world of darkness.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But
And the amazing thing about the World of Darkness is you can be walking down the street and you can pass a mage.
You never know it.
Yeah, not know it.
Well,
Because they're not doing mage stuff.
well, you might pull a quarter out of your ear.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be honest. That was just to spite Joey.
That really was.
There's a level of disdain on her face even now, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got her good with that shit. I am. Ooh, I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
If she doesn't come use that spare key.
Then I'm gonna really sleep well. That is an extended nap, my friend.
It's yeah, really.
You'll
dirt nap.
have to get Dylan in here to guest host.
Oh, no.
Dylan and Brody.
Yep.
But yeah,
Do
you
that.
They didn't sign their contract, so I don't know what
you
happened.
can walk by, a changeling.
Yeah.
You can technically walk by a vampire, I mean, I hope you would pick that up, but maybe not.
But I mean, it's
Yeah,
the thing is,
sounds
it's all in there.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there's plenty of crossover potential, and it's great to know you have those options.
Wasn't there a Mountain Dew bottle that you guys...
We'll get into that.
I'm sorry.
It's one of my favorite visuals from that the entire chronicle.
In the guilty.
I'm trying to remember this.
Edabisi sent you to get that vampire blood to make the toxin.
Oh.
And you cut the arm off that vampire, but you didn't have anything to collect the blood with.
Okay.
So I went to a garbage can and got a Mountain Dew bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her tried to catch the blood in the Mountain Dew bottle.
We managed it.
I know, but it was hilarious. It didn't take you 3 limbs to fill it.
Something like that, I think.
You just picture the sprinklers coming out of the
And chasing it?
yeah, they're chasing it with this little bottle trying to catch the drops.
It's World of Darkness, guys.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah. That's
And the cops didn't show up.
It's
Hey.
true, they didn't.
Yeah. I wonder why.
And actually, that's where this episode came from today. A week ago, a couple weeks ago, who knows where time comes from. It's all Weaver shit.
I was going to say the Weaver. That's where time
that is
comes
where time comes from. One of the guys on our Discord our buddy Charybdis, was asking a question, and I wasn't there for it, but I saw the log later.
Okay.
Or rather, I saw the log, but I had to work, so I didn't participate, and it drove me nuts.
Gotcha, yeah.
But he asked about police response times in Chicago.
Okay.
And it was like downtown or industrial Chicago.
Okay.
And one of our other guys, Sean,
Yeah, he was curious on how fast like the response time would be.
yeah. And, he got an answer, and I feel like that answer was Googled, and I never got confirmation on that.
Okay.
But that answer came pretty quick, and it's just... But the thing was, is it seemed, for real life, quicker than reality.
And I saw that response time.
It was like 3 to 5 minutes or something, and I'm like, I don't...
4 to 7 minutes or something
Yeah,
like
I'm like,
that.
fuck the World of Darkness, I don't believe that now.
Right?
But...
And I suppose it depends on where you're talking about.
And I suppose it could, certainly. But that was the thing, was that struck me. Because, I come from just outside of Detroit. And if you call the cops in Detroit, you will be graced with responses sometime that week, perhaps.
True.
Yeah, depending on the day, depending on the call.
Yeah. And
that's-
again,
Yeah.
the area as well.
Yeah.
They can pick up a body, probably. But it's...
Well, and there was that Netflix docuseries.
Oh, for Flint.
Yeah.
That's another...
Yeah. And
Flint Town. Yep.
Flint Town. And, I mean, that's real life.
Yeah, no, I know.
And there's a gentleman in there who had been assaulted, had staples in his face.
Yep.
Like a railroad's tracks worth of staples. And, the police were getting to him the next day.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
And that's the thing, in that case, it's underfunded, understaffed.
Right.
And that can be true for the world. I mean, that should be true for the World of Darkness, too. But I heard that response time, and I kind of called bullshit on it. And then I said, well, for the World of Darkness, I would double that
Yeah, at least.
just
double.
anyway.
Yeah.
Forget any other circumstance. Just double it already, and then work on how the response time is going to be. Just to start, double. And...
Yeah, at the same time, we got to remember, too, that the World of Darkness, yes, they're humans, but what is their purpose in life right now? They mean nothing to us. They're in the way, essentially. We need to protect them. They're all of Gaia, at least far as the Garu are concerned. Maybe they're food for vampires, but again, they're there.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So, human problems are just that. Human problems.
By and large, I'm 100% with you. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying in regards to the response times, is, I was questioning, saying they should be way longer. Well, Charybdis, he goes, well, in my World of Darkness, I think it's going to be quicker because it's going to be the system has such a stranglehold over everybody. And he's going more totalitarian with it.
And I mean, that's a way.
It definitely is, but that's what it kind of inspired me for us to have this conversation today. Is to talk about the World of Darkness, what it means to us, what our ideal version of it would look like, all that type of shit.
And
Because I'd never heard that response before.
Yeah.
It struck me as super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, the cops will be there immediately to stop
What?
the crime. What?
what? And I think
Then, maybe jail that guy for speaking out. Who knows? But
no. And in Vampire, it depends on who controls the local police department. Who controls that influence?
and see, that's a good point right there. You figure what percentage of just the police, just the police at all, are corrupt.
Yeah.
And again, smart ass, we're talking about the World of Darkness, and we're only talking about the World of Darkness. That's what we do here. There's no hidden meanings.
Yeah, we're talking about a fictional game setting.
Yeah, I just felt suddenly that I better double down on that statement.
Yeah, someone's going to call you out, yeah.
But yeah, so okay, in the World of Darkness, there is a certain percentage of police who are corrupt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
There's
sure, yeah.
also a certain percentage of police who have complexes and are like, hey, they give me a gun and a club and I get to act with impunity. That's a certain percentage as well.
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say there's some that are guard, too.
There might be, or kin.
Kin, definitely.
Ken, for
Yeah.
sure.
I have, you guys ain't met them, but I have a thing for kin detectives. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a couple out there you guys just haven't met yet.
And there's probably, some, vampire, I don't want to say ghouls, but, mind controlled, detectives sweep stuff under the rug.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, I'm sure even the kinfolk do. How many dash cams stopped working?
yeah.
Or perps suddenly got away from the multi-murder site.
Because
Right.
they're trying to protect the veil breach. Yeah.
Right.
You know,
You
so
know.
it makes all the sense in the world, but it just depends on who has the influence over those spheres.
So at some point, I hope that response time's not immediate because veil breach,
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
or you have a very messy situation of a lot of police you need to kill.
Boy, and you
Or-
guys... Oh, go ahead.
Or you have, you know, just a patrol officer who is kin, shows up, recognizes what's going down, and says, nope, nothing here, false report.
That's also fair.
And, you know, we talk about that police thing. Danny, you guys were adjacent to some trouble with the law a couple chronicles ago.
Trying to remember which story you're referencing here.
It would be the one where Whiplash was arrested.
Oh.
I was not there for
No, I know you weren't.
Tom was not there. Okay.
Yeah, Tom wasn't there for it, so you were there for it.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
That was the chronicle I took my break.
Yep. And that was the,
Yes.
what it was
It was
the...
like a SWAT team, ATF, a full-on raid.
The feds.
Oh, yeah.
Full-on
'Cause-
raid, all to take down one of our own right in front of us, and we can't do anything about it.
No.
You have to bite your tongue and let it happen because it will be a problem. It's
Yeah.
already a problem. Don't make it any worse.
You know, what are you going to do? Shift the Kratos in a crowded bar and murder a SWAT team?
Yeah.
I mean you could
every-
totally do it.
Everybody else
Right.
in the bar,
There,
too.
there was like 6 other guys there. You could totally have done it.
Yeah.
Could have happened, but
But the problem's still there.
Yep.
And now even worse.
Yep.
Right? Because now you've got all those police dead in a bar.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
was-
the world of darkness.
Yeah, that was the culmination of a Shadow Lord plot. Who had obtained, we'll say, a copy of Whiplash's hand.
Yeah. That was one of those conspiracy theories that I had brewing in my head, and I was absolutely right.
Yeah.
He didn't use silver, so it grew back. You know, the hand grew back. He just wanted that hand so he could put the fingerprints at crime scenes across 6 states.
Getting the feds involved.
Getting Whiplash out of the way.
It's just personal, no biggie.
I was gonna say it was more personal than it was anything else, but
But there you go. That was an example. Is, you know, there was the problem with the police, and
yeah, what are you supposed to do?
you kind of have to let it happen.
Yeah.
And find a way around it.
Yeah, let it happen. Don't make it any worse than it has to. We'll convene later and then decide what to do.
Yeah. And like, you know, I mean, Guru can totally be in a jail setting. I mean, not for any extended period of time.
Yeah, I would call that a bad idea.
But
Frenzy.
they can
That's-
tolerate being there for, you know, till the bail bondsman is called.
Ideally, you know, and I mean, in Whiplash's case, that shit wasn't going to happen.
Right.
Because it was 15 murders across those states?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be lucky if he was lucky he got the phone call.
But when you're bringing in vampires, you know, sun comes up,
Oh, that's true.
we got problems. Like, there's a ticking clock.
Oh. Yeah, you know, because we don't play vampires, so I don't think about that often. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if vampires were part of that,
You know, well, World of Darkness.
right?
At some
And so
point,
that they are.
you know, at some point, somebody might get arrested.
And again, it happens. Happened to Sekhmet the one time, you know? You ran an arc where it happened to Whiplash. And I mean, yeah, you could just... Maybe there's a mirror in the cell. You're not just holding, you're in an actual cell. There's a mirror in there. You know, just Umbra. Doesn't fix the problem.
Yeah, that's still a problem.
Well, and then
Because
you've
now
got
you've escaped
cameras.
from... Right?
You got,
Somebody disappeared. What?
yeah.
Let's check the camera, see what happened. Veil breach, automatic.
And to compound of that, you know, do the cameras work?
Maybe,
Are
maybe
there more or
not.
less of them? Because
How do you run?
which
your
tint
world
is
of
this world of
darkness?
darkness? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
this black? Is this extra dark black? Is this super dark black? Is this you know, you got to figure that out. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's different for everybody. And I mean, like, for you guys, what's the ideal version of that? You know, for me,
I just like it as a really darker version of what we know. It's just a much darker version.
but that depends on where you grow up. Because where you guys grew up, I'm guessing, is much lighter than where I grew up.
Depends on the day, but yeah, probably.
You know, I mean, that 4 to 7 minute, 3 to 5 minute, police response time is totally accurate, like the 3 minute for this, town I grew up in, because they had it was two towns put together. They had all of the police force except for one cruiser in my section of town.
That's
And we're talking like 30 cruisers.
Wow.
Which, says something about the crime right there, about the situation.
Yeah. I tell stories all the time about the drive-by knifing that happened outside my house. People I've told stories to say, man, you grew up in the real world of darkness. So when you're taking that as a level, I would talk to people in the rooms and I'd be like, oh yeah, don't worry, the gunshots are over that way.
Wow.
what the hell?
Remember when Scruffs got shot?
Yeah.
Who?
One of our buddies in the old White Wolf HTMLs, Scruffy Milk. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hit us up if you're out there, man. It's been a long time. But he got shot while in the chat rooms with us.
Mm-hmm.
While he was chatting with you?
Caught a stray bullet.
Holy hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like,
He's
yeah.
just typing away, I gotta go.
Pew!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
So that's the world of darkness for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the real world. So
That's the
world
real
of
world.
darkness is a shittier version of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, and this is where we go again. This is where, the conversation, can really. It's that. What ways is it shittier? Because you can easily go, well, it's 2 bullets instead of 1, which is I think the laziest.
But no.
But that's the laziest version of that.
I see where you go. There's a scale here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the scale on your games?
Right. Is it that the crime is about the same, but the environment is way shittier? Is it, everything is just way shittier? Are the bright spots a little extra bright every now and then to contrast that dark being extra dark?
And I like that.
That's what I do. I try to hit you guys with these moments of beauty and sort of a carefree feeling every now and then as well.
I was going to say it. They're peppered in there very lightly.
Yeah, because...
But then
Such a
you've
good
also
question,
got
'cause I never thought about it.
the bum fight clubs that people are recording and betting on, and you know.
The slavery rings, and
Yeah.
or maybe there's a little bit of a food shortage because some company skimped on the ingredients in a pesticide, and so there's no oranges this year, or you die. You can have no oranges, or you can have an orange, and your insides will melt.
Well, that sounds fun.
We're being a
But
bit
again-
extreme here, but I mean that's an
again,
example of a
yeah.
way you can darken that world independently of just going, well, it's more. It's 50% and not 25%. Because again, that's the laziest version, and we do not truck with the laziest version of a thing around here.
No, and
Except maybe the jokes.
and I like. Okay, so going back to Netflix, they did the Daredevil, and that got super dark.
I loved that show.
Yeah,
It was really good.
so a reference for a world of darkness.
You know what?
Possibly, yeah.
I like that you said that. In fact, you guys know. It's not a secret to you three. But Daredevil actually is by far my favorite fucking superhero. And for the rest of you out there, you might know I might be critical about things I like sometimes. I tend to be,
Just a smidge.
I tend to be maybe hypercritical when it's something I care about.
Right?
I mean,
If
Well,
it's something
yeah.
he's passionate about, you better fucking have it
you
right.
it's under the
Yeah.
magnifying glass, and I will kick your ass for anything. And I love that
Yeah.
fucking series. And again, there's some great examples of
Yeah,
some great moments of this is how fucked up this is.
yeah. Well, it was the description of Hell's Kitchen, and you mentioned earlier too, we have that description of downtown Detroit. Mm-hmm. It's not a fucking secret in this country that downtown Detroit is a scary fucking place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never been a secret.
Yeah, that's not really a secret.
Depends on the parts of Detroit. I mean, downtown's not horrible.
Downtown's not horrible today.
Yeah,
Today.
it depends on the day, it depends on the hour of night.
Times Square's not horrible today. 20 years ago, that was all crack addicts and porno theaters.
Fair.
And in my world of darkness, it still is, baby. Screw you, Giuliani.
And I mean, back in the day, they were killing cabbies in New York.
Yeah.
You know, they were jacking them for $50.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I got into a cab one time and I asked him like, "Hey, are you scared about the murders?" And he goes, "No." And like we were at the tail end of our cab ride and he's like leaning forward a little bit. He had a machine gun.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't scared of shit.
I wouldn't be either if I had that sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Goddamn fucking Rambo Jones, taxi driver extraordinaire over
Right?
here. You know, we
Like,
You felt safe on that ride, didn't you?
well, not after I found out it was pointed at us.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
we had
Yeah.
his finger on the trigger.
Well, when we got in, he did.
Well, he wanted to be safe. I'm just saying, it's not a cartoon
It,
where
yeah.
where a thing will drop and just start firing.
No.
Although,
And maybe in the World of Darkness it does.
right? Well, because I mean, you see in TV shows or movies and shit, like I think a True Lies is a great example. With Schwarzenegger, and Tia Carrere. Oh, I miss Tia Carrere. Oh my god.
Is that the one where the machine gun is tumbling?
Yes, where the Uzi, he drops the Uzi and it goes down the stairs and like it's shooting while it's falling and
no.
murders every bad guy in the room.
No.
Shockingly, gun manufacturers feel that a accidental discharge like that would be a bad thing and might lead to
Yes.
lawsuits. So when you drop a gun,
It does not fire.
it does not fire. That would be a terribly horrible design defect. They don't want that. That leads to lawsuits.
Yeah, Colt Manufacturing actually had a gun that did that.
Did we talk about
yes, it did not make it out of R&D.
Right. So, but maybe in the World of Darkness,
There's
That's
a lot
a
of those.
thing. Like,
because of shoddy works, maybe they do make it out of R&D because of shoddy workmanship. You know,
or Pentex.
who's doing it on purpose? You know,
Oh, that's really good. Sorry.
this is slightly unrelated, but it's enough that I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Okay.
I was watching
What?
The Mandalorian.
You don't do those.
Show. I was watching The Mandalorian because season 2 came out.
Yep.
And it kind of stealthed on me that it was over because I was waiting for the season to
Right,
finish.
right.
So I went back as a refresher. There's that scene where the two stormtroopers are trying to shoot the can in the desert.
Oh,
like
that
the
was
one's just shooting because he's
hysterical.
bored. He keeps missing. And the one looks at him like, "What are you, an asshole?" And he pulls out his sidearm and he shoots at it 4 or 5 times and misses.
Yep.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a funny little nod.
Yeah,
But
it was a
that was
nod.
always the joke: is that the stormtrooper couldn't hit the side of a barn. Mm-hmm. And one day it hit me. Just I wasn't thinking about Star Wars. I'm not the world's biggest Star Wars fan. I think Star Wars is all right, but it just hit me. What if the reason that stormtroopers can't shoot straight isn't because of some clone defect or some shoddy training?
It's the problem with the guns.
Right.
Guns suck.
Yes, that there's some sort of like Oscar Schindler in the Star Wars universe who's in charge of making these Imperial blasters, but he's sympathetic to the other side, so he makes them shitty.
I was thinking helmets, but yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
right?
Helmets mess with their eyesight, so they can't shoot right.
You just think, oops, that's how the sight is. Calibrate them all this way.
Nice.
I just had that thought, So maybe shit like that goes on, Because here's the thing, you go someone trying to stop gun violence would be a good person, but how do you go about that? Do you know what I mean? So even that, you can even take a good meaning, a well-meaning thing, and spin it to make it fucking terrible.
Well, and I think okay, so say there is Oscar Schindler who's messing with the guns,
It's funny to say.
right? Yeah.
Oh, in Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
But in the World of Darkness.
Okay.
I
No,
mean, there was Oscar Schindler, but yeah, I get what you're
I
saying.
know what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
So there's this quote do-gooder in the World of Darkness
Okay.
who somehow magically is in charge of gun sites and just has decided that, gun violence is absolutely bad.
Yeah, we're gonna stop it by
Right.
messing with the item itself.
Yes. And, covertly sabotage the site. Aren't you just asking for more innocent bystanders to be harmed by stray bullets?
Yes,
And
but
that's
see,
the World of Darkness.
there's the beauty.
Right?
There's the beauty of even taking something that's well intentioned, and how these people in the World of Darkness just didn't think it through. They let that gun that drops and fires like crazy out of R&D. They approved it anyway, not thinking.
Well, maybe they were paid for it.
Maybe.
Maybe they were bribed.
Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were bribed. Maybe their thought process is there's going to be a few accidents like this, and these companies could get sued into oblivion and taken out. right? And that's how we're going to save the world from guns.
Okay.
But, and again, not sponsored. This isn't a stance.
Yeah.
We just get on this through a trade of nonsense. You were here for it.
Sponsored by Winchester and Colt.
Right?
No. No.
Definitely not.
At least for the next 10 minutes. At least until this guy airs. No. Maybe that's the plan. But then while they're doing that, they didn't think of the kid who picked up the gun and dropped it down the stairs to where all his friends were playing, and that gun murdered every child in that house because he dropped it down some fucking stairs.
Right.
World of Darkness.
Yep,
World
see
of
how that
Darkness,
goes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, it'll hit you this way if it don't hit you this way.
No, and that goes back to that darkness of the life, of darkness of the world. It's not a good place. It's scary.
And and then you have Changeling, which is like the bright, sparkly glitter bomb
It's
until.
To quote a show I like, which I will not name because it's not sponsored. It's not a sports podcast. Let's say I don't know about Changeling. It's over there. I'm scared of it. I don't understand it, and I'm afraid. But if I will, you go back to Sparkly and Bright for a second. I mentioned a version of that can be do you make those brights brighter?
Just a contrast.
Yeah, to contrast. And for me, because I do that,
Right.
that's important to me to help reinforce what you guys are fighting for. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I like that.
And I know this is a tough pill to swallow sometimes. In the world of darkness, the Garu are the heroes. They are the good guys.
I know.
It
That's
is-
that's wild.
Right. It is broad and as scary of a statement
Yeah.
as that is.
10-foot rage monsters.
These are your
Murder cult
heroes. Yeah.
Yeah. We've used both those. The 10-foot rage monsters, the nature-worshipping murder cult, and we're the good guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That
But
psycho.
we're really not that good.
That Redford psycho killer Fianna, who just ate 3 babies and pushed because they were menace, and then pushed down whatever, is your hero.
Yeah. Yeah. The people
That's a way of putting it.
that the Garu
really
are
is.
fighting are worse.
Fuck.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
wow.
That's a bad day in hell right
That's why
there.
that picture you paint with vermilion really puts a T in things. It's because of how psychopath he is.
I'm a fan of the guy.
Yeah.
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 And again, then that's we did be great. I think we talked about villains on an episode before. But
Antagonist.
I'm really excited to dive into that again later because that's something I loved about Vermilion is that he's a character with a vision. Whether that vision
That vision is fucked
that
up.
That
vision is
vision is
extremely fucked
awful.
up. It is. It's the worst. But he has vision. It's not. A villain doesn't see himself as the villain first
No,
and foremost.
absolutely not. Yeah,
Well, I
they're-
just wanted a new jacket.
Right? What's wrong
It's
with that?
true. I didn't even think about it that way.
You know?
She just wanted a coat.
Yeah.
And she could afford it.
So what's the problem here? This is America, right?
Right?
I have the money. Give me the thing.
That's dark.
But there it is.
Yeah.
But, honestly, people buy mink coats.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem? She could afford it.
These are rhetorical questions
Yes.
because we're not getting
Yeah,
into a
no,
debate
no,
on
no.
ethics. or
Right, no,
anything.
I get
That's
that.
not what
It's
we're
just
doing.
it makes you think. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
it throws some perspective in.
Vermilion is an artist. He's avant-garde.
Sometimes performance art.
Is that Swahili too?
That actually is Italian for "I'ma fight you, yo."
Oh, okay. It's Italian.
If you're in Philly, it's a slightly different dialect. It's like rightfully it's like, "Hey yo, put him up there, Rock." So you gotta.
Yeah, I see how the dialect changes it.
Yeah, it's called the Balboa factor.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to. You gotta make adjustments.
Oh my god.
And I did that shit with a straight face.
You
Take
did.
that.
No.
You shockingly did.
Surprisingly, yeah. I wouldn't have.
That's the picture. It's the way it's painted for me, though. Like you said, it's Detroit because I had a much better upbringing than Joey did over there. So Detroit is the best way of putting it for me.
Well, and it's interesting. I think Detroit is an interesting study on that because of, and it is the uniqueness of the situation. Because what you got going on in Detroit, like even today, all right, is you have situations where there's one house in a block with people living in it. And you'll go 2 or 3 blocks before there's another house, like
Yeah,
with people,
yeah.
like inhabited, whether squatting or not. But you can go that far with nobody.
Yep.
And
So it's like an urban wasteland to a certain extent.
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And this is
And
the
maybe
cool
even
thing.
more if you bring it in the World of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but see, this is where it gets tricky. Okay.
How far do you go?
Well, hear me out here. All right. There's a reporter out there you guys may have heard of called Charlie LaBeouf. A big fan of Charlie's. He wrote a couple books, one of which was called Detroit: An American Autopsy.
I actually read it.
And I'm like, yeah, I gave
Yeah,
it. I'm like, you
yeah.
need to read this. Good fucking book.
It was fantastic.
You know, and in the end, he's talking about, you know, it's a bunch of like little vignette stories about his life or about life in Detroit, about what's happened to the city. And I'm not doing it justice here.
No, it was horrific and fascinating.
Yeah.
It was like watching a slow motion car accident.
And, you know, as someone who was from there, I was all about it. I didn't find it to be exploitative. I didn't find it to be, you know, it wasn't someone else picking on my little brother. It was someone who understands and has that same complicated relationship with the city, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. And he's describing, you know, I forget where exactly he was. I think he was near Belle Isle, but that doesn't mean anything to people who aren't here, so whatever.
Yeah, Belle Isle's not Detroit.
Yeah, but whatever. You know, I don't remember where he was exactly, but it was, you know, and he's outside of his car, and he's like, I shouldn't be in this neighborhood in the middle of the night. It's like, I already shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
This is already fucking danger close. and I'm out here, and I gotta take a leak. And so he walks into these tall grasses that are like as big as he is, because they've just been neglected. You know, and he's taking a leak, and he hears something. It's like, shit, the gun's in the car. And he looks, you know, he's listening, and here's something over to his left. Motherfucker, this is about to get real. You know, he's scared now. Good thing I was just pissed.
Right?
You know, he's not, you know. And he goes to turn around and get to the car, and he starts moving. Boom, noise in front of him, shoots it. It's a fucking deer.
Oh wow.
In the city.
And so I say that it's a complicated thing, because what's going on right now from a werewolf perspective is the wild is kind of reclaiming Detroit.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
I mean, right?
No,
true,
yeah.
Wow.
Holy
Miles and
shit.
miles and blocks of derelict housing and empty lots that are
Just
just
growing.
uncontrolled growth.
Wow.
I think it's a unique situation.
Mind blown. Holy hell. Mm-hmm. Nice. Nicely done.
Right? And I mean, you know, obviously, you know, the book is nonfiction against Detroit and American Autopsy. Let's put a link to that.
Yeah, we can do that.
You know, we'll throw you know, if you go to our website, you can see the show notes and all that, and we'll put a link to his book, because that's worth a read.
Yeah, it really was.
His follow-up, Shit Show, is also pretty good, but Detroit, I think,
yeah.
is way better.
I had a buddy in Detroit a couple of years back, or not a couple, like this was like 15 years ago. He stopped at a red light. It's nighttime, like coming home from work or
Bad
something.
idea.
Oh, bad news,
Stopped
jeans.
at a red light.
Oh,
Bad
no.
idea.
Bad idea.
Cop behind him turns his lights on and walks up to his window and says, "What are you doing? Go." He
Yeah.
was just obeying the law. It
No, exactly.
It was his like second or third time in Detroit. Didn't realize that he needed to just get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Did you see where all three of our minds went? Like, oh shit.
Oh, no.
He
There-
stopped? Oh crap.
One of my
Yeah.
one of my parents' coworkers. Now this is back in Connecticut. Pulled up to a stop sign and was shot to death for zero reason. Nothing was taken.
Jesus.
Could have been a drive-by there thinking or something.
It
Someone prepping for something. I don't know.
it was
very.
yeah it was
back then
and it was
very
it was
controlled by
never
gangs, so.
never solved. But yeah, that was during the knife and gun club days. So, but yeah.
But see, look at all these awesome examples. I use the word awesome loose, obviously.
Oh.
Very loose,
But,
right?
you know, but these examples of the world, our world, just that we have lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forget the of darkness.
Right.
So there is plenty of material out there to gain, you know, inspiration from. And it's just the question is, what does it look like to you? And then I guess I pass that back to you guys again to shoot me some stuff, man. Like, what do you think is important or not important for the world of darkness?
Oh, I think all of that. I mean, I like what you do with everything is dark, and then when you get that glimpse of hope, and that's just a little bit brighter. But again, very, very seldomly do we get that. So when we do get it, it's a nice feeling. It's a good, all right, this is what we're working for. That right there.
But then afterwards,
And then it's just shitty all over again. Like, god damn it, I still gotta do all of this to get back to that. That was nice, let's get back to that. It's just, you gotta float and crawl through all that shit to get to it.
Well, mine always was what Danny had to do with the Enticer situation when he had to kill an innocent.
Right.
That's what really paints the darkness. Having to kill an innocent person due to a veil breach.
Shit happens sometimes. You know, and again, we've talked about this before, but I think there was a great moment, especially for your character, you know, for character growth and all that, when you guys called in Brock for support on that. We don't know what to do. We're still wet behind the ears. Help. And he showed up and told you to grow up.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
What do we do about this guy? You grow up and you take care of this. What the fuck did you call me for?
and like, it's a game of horror,
Yeah. Let's not forget that.
right? Like, let's not wash over that. This game, this world universe is meant to be horrific.
All of it. You know,
All of it.
the Draculas, the mummies, the mages,
The changelings.
the changelings. Right.
Like, because, okay, I
The
said...
hunters.
Yeah, I said that the changelings are sparkly and colorful. They also kidnap people.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
Faye
pretty dark.
love to kidnap children.
Yeah.
It's like a
And,
fetish.
and sometimes replace them.
I do that too.
What the fuck? Ugh. Yeah. Good thing we don't put changeling.
But yeah, like, you know, I mean, so even the bright sparkly is horrific.
Yeah, because that's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? A ruse, a mirage, a fake.
Yeah, yeah, it
A
is.
counterfeit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An untruism.
There
An
you go.
untrue
A mimic?
something like
I need
that.
to pull up my thesaurus for this.
A reverse Magomra.
All that, sure.
I'm clearly out now.
Did you get the idea? So
But yeah, like the game is supposed to be horrific.
you know what? And I'm curious now because you asked us this question. I'm curious of the listeners. Give us ideas on what your games are like this as far as the World of Darkness. How dark is your games?
And again, in dark in which ways?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we talked around the event of Hunter losing an arm, and I was telling the story of what happened next when you guys got back home in Discord the other day.
Okay.
You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah. So I was hoping it would bring you out to talk
I
about
was
it,
kind of busy.
but it was
Sorry.
that's fine. But I mean, I did you justice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And, but the thing I didn't focus on, the thing I will focus on here, is that you guys were in, Jesus, what was it, Wyoming?
Yes.
Connecticut? I can't remember.
No.
No, the Valkenburg Foundation.
I think
It's
it was
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Wyoming.
And had to drive
Yeah.
back to Jersey
That's a far drive.
Yeah.
in a stolen vehicle
And didn't get pulled
with
over
two
once.
people bleeding out in the cab
And,
Yeah,
for at least a chunk of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't get pulled over once.
How did we manage that?
Because
good
no one
fucking
gives
question.
a shit.
Yeah, I was
Because it's
gonna
the
say.
world of darkness.
Well,
the
There you
cops
go.
have better things to do.
eat donuts.
I mean,
Shake down drug dealers.
right?
Yeah.
Like, pick up hookers. Who knows?
Yeah.
Bunch of kids are bleeding because they had some stupid party.
Well, I mean,
That's
they're
their
not.
fault.
They're not looking inside. You know, I mean, there was the cab on the truck.
Right.
You know, but what? Someone's speeding on the highway. It's the worst that could happen. They hit a bus full of nuns and a bunch of people die. Who cares? Well, you know,
But it ain't that dark enough, though, by throwing nuns in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty dark.
but you know, and what? Because well, I don't want to have to do the paperwork.
Right?
I don't have to write up this ticket. That's bullshit.
Like, everybody's self-motivated. I think
that
that's,
you know what? I think that's the perfect way to put this entire episode.
you know.
Well done.
Oh, thank you.
No, because that puts everything. Yes, I'm getting the perspective of this, and I'm getting the perspective of that, and yes, that all makes sense. But when you say it that way, that just brings everything together. Everybody, every single one of those people, individual groups, doesn't matter, self-motivated.
Yeah, they're out to get their own self-interests met,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Yep.
And they could give a flying fuck about you, anybody else.
Right. Well done. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
No, thank you.
No, it was good. It was on point.
You know, I've been living in the world of darkness on and off for how many years? You
Right?
know? So, no, and it's fascinating when you read the novels and you read the lore and the meta. You know, not just from Werewolf, but you bring in the other groups.
Well, certainly, this is a World of Darkness episode. I mean,
Right.
you know, yeah,
Yeah.
we're a werewolf podcast, but yeah, we can.
Yeah, and like you bring in the metas and you know the novels and everything,
Right.
and you get that larger perspective of the world.
I like that.
It's fascinating. I mean, it's horrific for sure.
Oh, yeah, by far. Very, very horrific.
But I mean, I love the fact that, you know, Echo could be walking down the street and pass a vampire and not even know it. Because they're doing their level best to stay hidden.
Right?
Just like she's doing
Yeah, I was
her
gonna
level
say,
best.
yeah, and the chances of them not knowing she's Garu,
Right.
even the same.
So I think that's fascinating.
No, it's a good point. You know, I appreciate that there can be and there should be so much nuance. You know, that the people just trying to get by, so they're ignoring. You know, there's that much apathy, and at the same time, you can go with that much corruption over here. You know, the cops who are watching the sorority house. I hate to lean back on cops, but I can do a better transition this way.
No,
Sure.
I get you.
You know, to shake down the daughter of the rich guy, you know, some trumped up drug charges or whatever, you know, or maybe she was a model, maybe I can get a blowjob if I, you know. And then meanwhile, you have that journey from fucking Wyoming, you know,
To
to
New Jersey.
without a care in the world, because who needs to be bothered with paperwork? And it's two examples of the same,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
the same job, the same kind of situation, but how
And the different
apathy
levels of
versus
darkness.
corruption, you know, it's different levels of darkness and how you can play with that.
So, yeah. You know what? I'm almost guaranteeing we'll see something in the Discord after this episode.
I hope
I'd
so.
love to read them. Send them in, please.
And you know,
Tuesday's going to be a busy day.
you remember if you got questions, hit us up, please. And the best place to do it. You know, you can go on our Facebook group, cool. You know, you don't reply on Reddit.
No.
I never check it. It's bottom line. I never look. You can hit Joey on Twitter. You know, you can put them on their forums, sure. You can put them on our Discord. Email is the best place for it.
Yeah, you.
You're right there. You get it right away.
Yep.
And we keep track of it that way.
That's the thing. Like, I try to stay on the forums, too. And I'll answer your question on the forums, and you will probably still be on air. Like the thing we did last episode.
Yep.
Yeah, I answered it in the forums. Or, I answered them, and, we answered them on the air.
Hey.
No, he emailed, but either way or the other, I'll still answer you. You get both answers. But my point is, with the email, we can have that there, and I can mark that and grab it and bring it to the studio.
Right.
And I won't forget, because they're all here in the email. Where if I don't get to a forum post right away, it might be a couple weeks because I'll forget about it.
Right.
You try to stay on those.
Yeah, but email's the best.
Right, or you put it on Discord, and that's great for the people who are watching the Discord right that moment.
But it moves so fast.
It will be gone forever.
Yeah, those aren't easy unless you're sending a direct message. Those are not easy to track.
Yep. So best way our favorite ways for the email, rageacrosspodcast@gmail.com.
Definitely.
Keeps it easy to organize. We can get to you. It's just the best way to do it.
Is that the show?
I believe that's about the show.
That's about the show.
We do have a Galliard's Gathering.
Galliard's Gathering.
Galliard's Gathering. So this one was sent in from one of our listeners.
Okay.
So it says it's a suggestion for Galliard's Gathering. Is that still the name? Question mark.
That's a really good question. I mean, that's fair.
I don't see any reason to change it.
Well, I mean, Eric named it,
Eric named it.
and it was
And
fine.
Eric is still not in the Discord.
I know. What's up with that?
What's up,
But
dude? Come on.
when he named it, we were all participating in it,
Right.
as opposed to just us naming one thing. So I don't know if gathering's appropriate anymore.
Well,
That's fine though.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
We'll revisit that.
Yeah, that's
a
a
salty suggestion.
If someone got a better idea,
suggestion. That sounds inappropriate.
that's very inappropriate.
That's the
someone has
that's
to-
the world of darkness. There's no HR to take this to.
Fine, watch this. Ready?
Well, there
Oh,
is an
Eric,
HR.
There is an HR.
Ready? Hey, Eric, get in the Discord and give us a better name.
Wow,
That's
called
gonna
out.
work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's probably not going to work, but hey,
So not gonna
still
work.
call them out.
Man's getting salty over here. That's not gonna work.
Now let's get to the suggestion.
Hey, Eric, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So the suggestion is the Night Watch series by Sergei Lukchenko, and I will put the link in the description. It says, although a 2 out of 5 on the werewolf scale, it would be a solid 4.9 out of 5 on the mage scale. It's filled with moral dilemma and contradictions of being strong and keeping your humanity while plotting, as well the duality of good versus evil and light versus dark.
You know, I got a thing for duality. So,
You know,
hey, who sent this in?
this is from Charybdis.
Because he doesn't get enough attention.
No. You know, I knew he would recognize it, so I was trying not to call him out. Again.
We should send him a crate of apples to polish.
Oh.
Yeah, but then we also determined that shipping to Germany was way
That is true. That is true.
I don't think the apples will be ripe by the time.
Okay,
Hey, buddy.
styrofoam ones. Okay.
Thanks for the
I-
suggestion, Charybdis.
No, thanks, brother.
Again, that's the Night Watch series, and the link will be in the show notes.
We love our fans.
So we really do. See, if you go to our Discord, you'll meet him. He's a good guy. Great on the arguments.
Yes.
I argue with that guy almost every day. It's always a good time. That's in a fun way, mind you. It's not in like a shitty, I hope you die sort of way.
Wow.
Sure. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it took a while.
See, personal growth.
Yes.
Personal growth.
That's what we're talking about. No, thanks. I'm going to thank you all for tuning in. You don't mean the world to us. We love putting this show together, and we hope you love listening to it, which I suspect because you're still here. So again, thank you so much. On behalf of everyone here at Submarine Studio, we want you to be excellent to each other. We want you to take care. We want you to come back next week. Keep on howling with us. Take care.